1,865 people killed, tens of thousands homeless, and many more still unaccounted for tonight after the worst disaster Nepal has seen in nearly a century.
Panic in the streets of Kathmandu after a quake toppled temples that stood for centuries, brought down buildings, and tore open roads.
But this tragedy was not limited to the capital and its nearby neighborhoods. The death and destruction across the valley in remote, rural mountain communities could not even be guessed at.
For millions of Nepali people, this unbelievable nightmare is their reality. Homes and lands destroyed, families torn apart, and everything they've ever known in their modest lives is now either gone or changed forever. The village of Gogane is one of the hundreds of communities outside of Kathmandu that were devastated by the earthquakes. Unlike many of the surrounding villages, however, Gogane was one of the fortunate ones. And that's thanks in large part to this man. Dan Keys is a longtime Himalayas trekking guide who started Active Hearts Himalaya with fellow guides and porters from Gogane to fund and facilitate a new library within the village. However, 1 week before it was scheduled to open, a massive earthquake hit Nepal and destroyed the library and entire village around it. This is the story about how Active Hearts Himalaya became the catalyst for Gogane's survival. I joined Dan and the rest of the Active Hearts team already on the ground in Kathmandu, sourcing and purchasing supplies with money from the initial charity donations. We bought a generator, tarps, food, water, sleeping mats, and all the most immediate resources needed. We packed it all up into giant duffel bags and loaded them between 2 jeeps to take our first delivery out to the village.
Who's all here? Ready to go.
It isn't until you leave the city that you can see firsthand just how badly Nepal was affected by the quakes. Roads were cracked, homes were flattened, and the makeshift shelters spread across open fields. As we continued, the scenes got more and more upsetting, and even the path itself proved to be difficult.
Oh God. So things are a little worse than we thought. Looks like we broke the axle. We're gonna have a tough time fixing it up here, but hopefully we can get it done before the sun goes down and we all get stuck here.
We made the best of a minor setback by having some fun with the local kids in the area before the boys came down from our village to pick us up.
We were saved. The boys came and picked us up.
But a few miles up the bumpy dirt path, we hit another problem when the truck crossed over a new crack in the road and almost tipped down a steep embankment. We managed to tie the truck up to a tree and pile rocks under the cliffside wheels to save it from falling overnight.
We're still here. It's starting to rain. Truck's stuck. We're gonna take the bags off. Call it a night, hopefully. Busy day. Close to the village now, we can walk with all their stuff. Leave the truck here for the night.
The morning sunshine brought our first glimpse of Gogane, a beautiful and humble village up in the mountains, and a true community in every sense of the word. Over the next few days, we had a lot of work to get done. So while the villagers were busy cleaning out their homes and putting up shelters, we focused on distributing supplies and giving medical attention. We set up a makeshift med center in the middle of town, and over the next few days, our 2 nurses worked relentlessly to attend to hundreds of local people. They saw everyone from old men to newborn babies, broken limbs and cavities. Meanwhile, the rest of the team worked with the village leaders to distribute rice and supplies. In each bag, we gave out tarps, rope, flashlights, sleeping mats, hygiene products, and even a few baby clothes. We also provided phone cards for people to call their families outside the village and direct donations to those who needed it most. And in the afternoons, when the work was all done for the day, we'd run around with the kids and give everyone an escape from reality for a little while.
When you're playing on a cliff, the ball goes off sometimes.
Our efforts here are a drop in the bucket compared to how much devastation there is in Nepal. But to this village and a few surrounding communities, this effort means everything. The Nepali people have an unbelievable spirit filled with love, compassion, and an unwavering ability to persevere. They handle absolute chaos and destruction with a remarkable poise and control. But this is only the beginning for them. They still have a village, a school, and a life to rebuild. It's an incredibly difficult task to take on. But hopefully, with help from village leaders, the Active Hearts team, and future volunteers and donors, this beautiful place will one day be whole again.